This is one of my favorite recipes that I've been making for years. It's been a really long time since I last made it, so I'm really looking forward to it. Starting with the quinoa, wash it thoroughly and add double the amount of water for cooking. It was at this point that I should have realized that I was making too much quinoa, but instead I just put it into a larger pot and continued without a worry in the world. Add a bouillon cube for flavor and put it on the stove to cook, stirring occasionally until the water has been absorbed. During this time, I like to prepare the fixings for the burger first. Grab a few tomatoes and some leaves of lettuce. Because I'm going to be eating these burgers as leftovers for a couple of days, I already prepared everything in containers so I don't have to bring out the cutting board every day. After washing, rip the lettuce leaves into smaller pieces and cut the tomatoes into slices. It's here that I realize how dull my knife is and opt for a cheese knife that I've been using to cut tomatoes for years. The jagged edge makes it really easy, okay? Don't judge. Now that the quinoa is almost done, we can start preparing the patty mixture. Dice an onion and add it to a bowl. Cut the sun-dried tomatoes into small pieces and add them as well. If possible, grate your own mozzarella. To make this easier, I put the mozzarella into the freezer when I start cooking so that it's a little harder by the time I start grating. As you can see, I could have left it in there for a little bit longer. Then, add the eggs. Next, add salt, pepper, garlic powder, sriracha, and flour. Finally, add the quinoa. I really should have realized that I was putting way too much quinoa in. I needed 2 cups, and I'm putting in 6. Oh, look at me realizing my mistake. It's way too late now, buddy. Hoping that everything will turn out alright and no one will notice my mistake, I decided to continue. In a pan, heat the oil, add a spoonful of the mixture, and while it's still liquidy, form it into a patty shape and let it cook. Now this is the moment of truth. I try to flip it and it crumbles into a total mess. To try and salvage this recipe, I decided to add more eggs, which act as the binding agent. The result is definitely more what the mixture should look like. And here's my second try. Heating the oil again and adding a spoonful of the mixture. With my spatial awareness at full display, the flip of the patty actually turned out really well and it stayed together, even if you can't see it. Now that the patty is sticking together, we can begin to build the burger. Nothing fancy, just ketchup, mustard, our prepared lettuce and tomatoes. Then the patty, onto which I've added a slice of American cheese. Personally, I love some jalapenos on my burger, so I throw a few of those on there as well. And with that, it's done. Despite the setbacks, this is still a great burger. Cooking for myself has become somewhat of a chore lately, and I've stopped making a lot of the foods that I used to love. Hopefully with this video series, I can rediscover that love again and remind myself how good food can be.